Yeah, very big welcome to you, my dear Taurus. Today, the sun in Cancer is giving the light to the moon, which is in your sign. And we see value and family and love coming here together, enjoying each other's company, because earth and water, they go quite well together. They're both feminine. And here is a moment where family, the values of a family are being transmitted, being brought into perspective, right? And so we can see that the sun, which now is in a water sign and an emotional sign, is bringing a lot of emotional energy to the moon, to the deep subconscious. And the yoga position for Cancer is Ashwa Sanchalanasana, high lounge. So we are the horse ourselves that pulls us out into the success, lovingly out into the success. And here we have a movement, not just sitting on his throne. It's like inhale, I go up, right, into high mountain, and exhale, I bring it into forward bend, Uttanasana, and I bow down to the earth that I am serving, that I am here for. Ruled by Venus and ruled by the moon. So the sun now is in an oxymoron. So here the whole sun and of course moon situation, it's a little intense, right? Sometimes even on us, that we feel, well, there is a sign, a water sign, a deep water sign in the sun, and so it's giving us a lot of deep emotions here. Your court card is the King of Pentacles. You see how he's looking over into the right spinning path and holding the coin lovingly. And so if your birthday is between April 10th and May 9th, he is your court card. If not, look in the description below. I have listed them all, also the cards that I'm using today. So the right spinning paths are the spin the earth does around its own axis in 24 hours. And today you get a right spinning reading. And then there is a left spinning wobble the earth does. That's a very long wobble, 25,800 years, which we divide through the 12 zodiac signs to get an age. And we're going currently from the age of Pisces into the age of Aquarius. We go from a water sign into an air sign. A big, huge transformation. So the old doesn't like to be pushed away, but that's always how it has been. We cannot change that. And so that's when you get your full moon reading. And I read from the full moon to the new moon, those 6 months down. And on your new moon, I read up to the full moon again. So that is why I'm doing right and left spinning readings. Back to your last reading where Gemini Sun gave Taurus Moon the light. Either a marriage or a financial contract will bring things to closure. It's a little bright, so I'm gonna see. So just that you know, you had the blade, you had the 10 of Pentacles, which is a lot of money, and a covenant, right? A contract. And yeah, so each time when we see how, you know, the sun is of course influencing the moon, and the moon is moving every 2.5 days into a new sign, and that's when I do the reading, right? I really do the reading today. The moon is in your sign so that I get the energy from the moon, the subconscious. So I'm not talking about myself, I'm talking about you, right? And so that's how I'm doing the readings. Now I'm gonna pull one more card out of the Lifruma Healing Oracle. This is my latest deck. I have on each major arcana a different deck. Each zodiac sign has its own deck, so that I can see all the things that wants to come and speak. And sometimes double cards come out because, like I said, I have on each position a different deck, and I find that very interesting because I can see, this is really telling me, wow, look into this energy when it comes up twice, right? And so that's why I'm doing the way I'm doing my readings. Now, the card number 20 came up, man, myself, humankind. So I'm going to hold the card into the camera, and you can stop the video and read yourself. To be one with yourself, to be one with the space around you as well, to be one, all and everything, to be the symbol of a symbiotic shared expression of self and others, to be a part of a greater whole, solo yet integral to the shared tribal soul, to be your own starling in the global murmuration, cloaking and floating with feathered inspiration. Man, humankind, evolutionary goes into the left spinning cycle, where a religion and, of course, ideologies are formed. Who are you, right? 2 is the intuition and duality, to choose between 2 sides, and your intuition is bringing you then the X, and the X is then the 10. And 2 lines. It's like an M. Very interesting, right? So we see what else is gonna come through in this reading, and we begin on the position of the Fool. The 5 of Pentacles, which is Mercury in Taurus. And so there is an information, there is a message, there is something coming to you, very clearly speaking to you about finances, because last time you had 10 coins and now you have 5, the half. What happened? 5 senses, and here begins a 5-5 portal for you. 2 times 5, being intuitive with what wants to speak to you, which is to be one with the space around you, and to be one with yourself, to be one, all and everything. So the 5 senses are here to teach you a lesson always, because that's the physicalness, right? The 5 fingers. And then we have the 6th sense, and the 6th sense then goes, well, let me see how I can go to the next level. And a 5 and a 2 is a 7. So then comes here Cancer, speaking to you about a success. Use 2 more senses to overcome the 5 senses. Use then your 7th sense, which is your crown chakra, to know that love is all you really need to be successful. Okay, So here comes already quite this strong message to be part of a greater whole, solo yet integral to the shared tribal soul. Because it's going to the left, it's a message for the age. On the position of the Magician comes the 28, the Jaguar, and in Alberto Villoldo's message, that's connected with the second chakra, with your creativity, with your sexuality, and it's the 28. It's two, again, the intuition over the infinite spiraling of lives coming and going. You have two banners here of a bonne droite. Do good and good comes, and it's twice. Now I see the two here. It's like if you want to overcome the 5 senses, you need to use these 2 senses. The 2 senses that bring you into a higher spiritual movement, and that's to the left, and that's always letting you know that there is something out there that is worth to be looked at. Those 2 senses are not anymore on a physical level, the third eye and the crown chakra, right? Those are these 2 senses that you're using to see the greater whole. And so calculated together, you get a 10, a 1 and a 0, with the 1, an 11. The 11 then immediately makes a portal in itself, 2 times 2, being creative in your creativity and in your sexuality. Using the magician's tools on the table, the 4 tools, he's the 5th tool. And so when you go deep within, you have power over the 4, the earthly dimension, because the 5th chakra is speaking, and creativity makes you speak up. If you have no creativity within, you cannot speak up. Very important. On the position of the High Priestess, we get the 6 of Cups. That's Sun in Scorpio, which is opposite of you. So Scorpio Sun is going to give you the light to your full moon. And so there is something speaking to you, because the 6 and the 2 is an 8, and so you have this 8 and here the 8, and so you recognizing the infinite potential of being intuitive, connected, intuitive, flowing in self-love. Last time you had Gemini Sun, which is the number 6, and so here you have this flow, Lord of pleasure. You have a big pleasure that is giving you a happiness that comes from your past, and your intuition knows about that. Your intuition knows about that something has brought you a deep pleasure out of a memory, right? Because this is usually the past, out of the past, someone coming back, deep emotions running in you that make you feel like there is someone important out there, and that you have this moment between these 2 rows. And it's always like when we have 2 rows, it's like the body, the mind, and the spirit is fulfilled in the duality of self. And here's like the Sushumna Nadi, here is that central chord. And here are Ida and Pingala crossing over. Very interesting, right? And so there is it's almost like a sexual energy that is rising through your spine. There is like a feeling of an arrival, of an infinite arrival between black and white, and coming and going, inhale and exhale. Whew. Okay, then on the position of the Empress comes the Fool. So we have the 3 and the 0, it's a 30. And the Empress is giving birth to all creations, to everything that we see out there. She has that power. And so the Fool is that new beginning that you are daring to take, because you got here a confirmation, an 8, right? And you had here an 8, calculated together, of course, also a 10. And so you recognize that something is telling you begin fresh, because you got the 2, which is the 7, and so here you had the 8, and so you are recognizing that something is speaking to you, and you are letting yourself go foolishly into a new creation, into something that you never thought of. And he is walking into the right spinning path. Interesting, some schools face him to the left, and that's why it's so interesting to take these different schools and mix them and play with them, and that's what I'm doing, right? So here he is taking that step now into the right spinning path, into that human, because you see here he's left. Here goes a spiritual knowledge that is coming to him through the 5 of Pentacles, right? Again, Mercury in Taurus, that's for you, Taurus. The 5, right? The 5 of Pentacles is speaking directly to you. So don't see the 5 as that, well, I don't have enough money, etc., but see it as a stepping stone, right? 5 and 2 then makes a 7, and then you know that the higher consciousness is always guiding you, is always bringing money to you. On the position then of the Cancer, Chariot, comes the Lovers. So in a way, it's like from last reading, the Gemini Sun, either a marriage or a financial contract will bring things to closure. So there has been maybe a marriage, because you see a big marriage here, right? The Lovers, this is a big marriage. And so here you still feel that the Sun is giving you that feeling of a huge marriage that has brought you into a really beautiful energy. Maybe you are now, because back then it was a contract, and now you are really getting married. But overall, this is just a deep self-love that you have to arrive at and be, and know that the true love is deep within, to unite the opposites deep within you. And that's where you're going into this new beginning, inspired through Gemini Sun, now into the Cancer Sun. And 7 and 6 is then a 13, which is then Scorpio. And Scorpio, we had here Sun in Scorpio. And there is a sword with Gemini. There is this clear thought to cut through the deep emotions that run sometimes your life. And the 13 then becomes a 4, and the 4 are the 4 elements, the 4 coins in the corner. And the 5th is the one that you focus on to get into the 6th and then into the 7th. So you are stepping into a love, a deep love of self, or with a partner. Maybe a Gemini, maybe not. On the position of the King of Pentacles comes the 9 of Cups. So 9 cups and 6 cups are 15 cups. 15 is Capricorn, the devil, the social status that we climb. And there is a deep happiness now that is really letting you know, like, I have arrived within, first and foremost, within myself, and I know that I'm happy. I know that I create even the crossing, that I have my right side connected with, right? Or when we do this, we have this crossing, and the crossing is like showing that my right side is connected with the left hemisphere, my left side is connected with the right hemisphere. And so you have these rainbow cups almost above you, right? 9 is completion, and here the 9 is the Hermit that is marrying Gemini, the twins, the inner and the outer, the black and the white, the dualities, and it's a true tantric moment here, and you coming into a almost, you coming into a real deep happiness here, which has its roots through the 6 of Cups, where you have realized something, where you have noticed something, where you have really arrived at something. And you see then the 15 becomes a 6 again, so there's a 6-6 portal speaking with Gemini as the 6 of lovers, right? And so the 6-6 is, like I said, that moment of self-love. I love myself completely. And here you have now the wish card. You can wish something and it will come into fulfillment. Then on the position of Taurus, the Hierophant, comes the 6 of Pentacles, which is Moon in Taurus. So the Moon in Taurus is speaking to you. You have the 6 and the 6 here and the 6 here. So you have a 666 portal, which a lot of people always say that's the sign of the beast. No, it's the sign of the highest consciousness, which is the hexagram, the triangle pointing down, the triangle is pointing up. And you have a 666 portal. You are able to give, you are able to be there for others. And I find this a very beautiful card, because the true understanding here is we have the Magician, we have the High Priestess, and we have the Empress. You, when you know you can give to these people, look how he's giving him, and he's waiting also to get something, and over him he's waiting, he's scaling the scale, the 2, always he's in balance, he keeps something for him, and he gives because he knows when he gives truly from his heart. And that's what the Empress is saying. Begin to see that when you give, you can always start a whole new path that is actually quite beautiful, because on this path you find self-love, on this path you find a deep happiness within, and you find actually then the power of what it feels like when you give. Truly give, without thinking too much about, well, what I'm gonna have then left. And so with the 5 and the 6, you have 11 coins. And the 11 in the Tree of Life, the Kabbalistic Tree of Life, is the knowledge, right? We have 1 to 10, but the 11 is there, that, the knowledge, the teacher, the teaching in itself, the 1-1 portal. It's beautiful because you have understood something here, even though you don't really have maybe much, or maybe from last time from 10 coins you go to 5, but now look, you go to 11, so you have even more because you give. I mean, you give, you don't question the giving, you just give the way he is giving here, because you know he will get back. Wow, so beautiful, right? I mean, and then on the position of the Moon comes here the Dream Oracle, also from Wiloldo, the number 40, the mindful, the group think. Then you have understood something. Then you have understood that true empowerment is not in overpowering people, which usually the 4, the Emperor, is. It's about knowing that we live here together, we share together this life, and when we help each other, you actually help yourself. And so the evolution, the Piscean evolution out of the water, through land, up into the sky, is here to let you know that then you are here in this beautiful place, because he is in this beautiful place. He has created that, right? Because he's magic, because the magic in giving and in the infinite brings a stability, brings also a feeling of like, yeah, the 4 elements are in my power. And then calculated together, the 9 here and the 4 is again a 13, which then makes a 4. The 4 is left. And here, interesting enough, we have the 9. And with you, the second zodiac sign above it, it's 11. So again, 1, 1. The portal is there. The portal is opening. So here you had a 13, right? With Cancer and the Lovers. They're following each other, right? There's Gemini and then comes Cancer. So you have a transformational month behind you in Gemini and in Cancer. Cancer is now giving you even more to think about, more to see about. And then you have here again an 11. 5 and 6 is again an 11. Here you had an 11. So you have a lot of 11. You have a lot of ones and a lot of new beginnings. Right? So you have 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 times the ones, right? So it's like a big portal in the third eye, and the knowing that social status is not something that you need in the outside. So social status is something that you feel deep within. And you always knew that. It's rising up your spine, is that consciousness, that rising up your spine that is more important. And then the world looks like this. On the position then of the sun comes the east, and that is where the sun is rising. That's where the inspiration comes from. That's where the ideas come from. And you have the number 3. And this is the 19, the 1 and the 9, of course, always the magic in your completion creates a 10, a completion in the cycle, fulfilled, arrived, happy, excited, plus the 3 is a 13. So you have a 13 again, right? So you have here a 13, the 7 and the 6, the 13 and the 4 then, and you had a 13 here, right? The 9 and the 4 is a 13 and a 4, and here again you have the 19, which is a 10, and the 3 is a 13. So you have a 4, 4, 4 portal, and you will see that something is very strong through the 4th zodiac sign, which is Cancer. Is the 4th house of family. Family is important. A portal will open to you where you can see the future, where you can see the inspiration, where you can see new ideas coming to you, because the sun, right, is connected now with Cancer, and Cancer came the Lovers. Came here, someone is letting you know, hey, I see what you do. You are beautiful. I send you a portal. I send you love. I send you healing. I send you everything that you need to continue to be this mindful personality. 4, 4, 4, right? Connected to Cancer. Maybe a Cancer here that is really also giving you a lot of higher consciousness. And maybe the Cancer energy through the sun now is giving you all that power to be a love messenger, right? A messenger that brings love to the people. And that's what I see in the Hierophant, right? Not this. Not this. And then on the position of the world, we have the 3 of Pentacles, with the 3 of the world, right, the 21, the intuition and the inspiration create here the 3. The 3 creates the new generation, and you see the 3 coins, and you have then 5 coins, 6 coins. That was an 11 as well, right, which we didn't calculate. So you have not 6, you have 8. Wow. And then you have 5 and 6 is 11, and 3 is 14, which is temperance. Temperance, Sagittarius, knowing that you are here now having more money than you think of because you have given, and you have the portal that is bringing more to you, because you can see then here the 8, right? The 3 coins and the 5 coins create an 8. The infinite potential through the 2 flags, through the 2 here, is you are mankind, humankind. You are everybody, and everybody is you. And when you give to them, then you will get infinitely money coming back at you always, so that you can give and give and give as much as you want, right? It's the 666 portal, 8 times 1, and this is a 6 again here. The 3 and the 3 is a 6, so you are really getting a lot of portals here. 8 times the 1, right? 3 times the 4, and then here a 3-3, a clear 3-3. I mean, it's really touching, right? I can really see that you are being supported and helped, however much you need support and help to be this happy person that gives and shares the love that you're experiencing, and that you feel that that's all that matters. And then you can build on that. You can build on that, giving something that wants to come to you, or something really profound, a message, because that's the East, right? And in the East there are new beginnings where you can see that you can build something quite substantial, no matter the amount of money that you have. 5 and 6, 11, and 3 is then 14, and 14 is the 5. So you got it. You got it all. You don't need to worry. You have here a very powerful message, and just trust and continue what you do best. Give as much as you feel like giving, because you always have that 1 coin. You always have that 1 coin in your hand. No one will take that away from you. If you give however much you give, right? You give these 5 coins. You give the 5 coins, the 5 senses, you will always have the 6th sense, right? And the 6th sense is that third eye, is that knowledge, right? That knowing from deep within, because you had the 6, and the 6. Clear 6, 3 times the 6. Power in your third eye you will always have, and it will continue to flow when you give. Wow, what a beautiful message. Sometimes I'm like so amazed, really amazed. I hope I see you in the next reading, because then the earth spins in such a way that we see behind the sun the constellation Leo. Leo is wand. We have no wand here. Is action, is fire. We have a jaguar. Until then, I thank you so much for being with me. Namaste.